Avoiding asking. You are avoiding asking for help. You are avoiding asking for your needs to be met. You are avoiding asking for the sale, avoiding asking. This is the challenge that we are faced with today. This is what we are going to be talking about. Why are you avoiding asking and what to do about it? So I'm Sensei Victoria Whitfield, streaming to you from my dojo mansion here in Plainfield, New Jersey. It's my joy to help impact-driven entrepreneurs and leaders like you get and stay grounded and clear in mind, body, and business. The work that we are doing in these business energy flow forecasts is to make sure you increase your energy so that you can increase your income and impact. You are visionary. Act like it. Let's go. So what the heck? You're not asking for help? Okay, maybe we are strong. You and I both, right? By the way, if I feel confronting, it's because I'm right there with you. The only thing that gives me the authority to talk about this in such a direct way is the fact that, well, when I'm looking, I'm only seeing yours truly. So if you happen upon this conversation, maybe this is about someone other than you. But if you feel confronted, just say, oh, it's just Victoria talking to herself. With that, okay, you're not asking for help. Only the strong survive. Weak people let up and allow other people to see vulnerability. How dare you? Ask for help? What in the world? What is that? Who asks for help, right? And what has happened recently that has caused you to want to go to another level? You have seen or experienced or just gotten tired of something where you're fed up and you're ready to go for the vision that your spirit guides, your intuition, your angels, right, have given you. But that entails, you're starting to notice that entails bringing other people in to help out with that. No, I gotta figure it out myself. No, I'm okay. I got it. Or no, I will learn. I will solve this problem by myself. I don't want anybody in. I don't want anybody knowing about what's going on behind the scenes, like the Wizard of Oz. Now, be kind to yourself. This is the situation. It's time for you to ask for help. That's what the spirit guides are challenging you with this day in particular. And as I'm talking about this, your intuition is going to bring up what you're going to be asking for help around, right? It's a two-man lift. It's a two-person lift. Have you ever gotten one of those boxes in the mail? Don't lift this by yourself. It's time, but you're resisting asking for it. And that is the one thing that I'm hearing from my guides to highlight and bring forward for you in this week's message, right? As we are listening, resetting our energy at the beginning of the day strategically so that we have a good mindset as we go throughout the day. The one thing that I want you to be mindful for is that you are avoiding or resisting asking for help. Now, we're going to turn to history, science, and spirit, right, to give us some insight of okay, so why am I asking for help and what can I do about it, right? Avoiding asking in general, actually. I'm avoiding the ask. So it's not just oh, can you bring me that cup of water? No, it's, would you like to purchase the program then? Or, can you help me get this speaking engagement? Or, join my program. Would you like to join my program? Would you like to know more about this product, program, service that I offer? Not that so-and-so offers. Because one thing I'm hearing from my spirit guides is that you are a champion for everybody else except for you. So when I'm talking about the ask, I'm talking about you asking for you, not in a selfish, narcissistic, manipulative way. No, but I'm talking about you have a business, allegedly. You're a coach, allegedly. You coach people, allegedly. Where they at? Where are you paying clients at? Where they at? Oh, I have clients, meaning I have a bunch of discovery calls that I get on the phone with. I tell them what to do. I never ask for payments and then I hang up. Where are your clients at if you have a business? Okay, so I'm a Reiki master. I'm a tarot reader, healer, holistic, awesome, amazing person. I'm called to do my special, unique modality that's really helped me. Okay, so where are the people you're helping at? Are you inviting them to receive the support that you offer or not? Are you not even offering? That's what we're really talking about. And also, I want my man to treat me right. I want people to respect me. I'm done being a people pleaser. I'm done with that. I leave it in the past. I'm done with this repeating the same spiritual lesson over and over and over again. But okay, when someone's crossing the line, one, you don't know where the line is, and two, you don't tell them. And you sit there beaming, you have crossed the line. You're not saying it, but you're beaming it wondering why they're not understanding what means. What we're really talking about today in particular is improving your communication skills. And over the next couple of episodes, we're gonna dive deeper and deeper into this. So stay tuned. With that, let's turn to history. You know what it is. Think and Grow Rich. Napoleon Hill. This is the chapter on the brain, because apparently you're not using your brain. Your brain's broken. And I want to bring this thing back online. I want to use the thing between our ears, right behind our eyeballs. Use your head. Why am I not just ask? Why didn't I just ask? How many times, you type in the comments below, how many times has someone said to you, well, why didn't you just ask me? Let's talk about it. So in this selection from the chapter on the brain, in my copy, it's chapter 13. Comment below what chapter is it in yours. So what we're looking for, I'm hearing to say, is why we're not offering, why we're not asking, not just for help, but also for the sale, for your needs to be met, right? What's with this silencing? And my spirit guides are saying, listen closely, because you have no idea what you're working with. And that's why. Okay, Napoleon Hill, hit us. Through the ages that have passed, man has depended too much upon his physical senses and has limited his knowledge to physical things which he could see, touch, weigh, and measure. We are now entering the most marvelous of all ages, an age that will teach us something of the intangible forces of the world about us. Perhaps we shall learn as we pass through this age that the other self is more powerful than the physical self when we look in the mirror. Sometimes men speak lightly of the intangibles, the things that they cannot perceive through any of their five senses. And when we hear them, it should remind us that all of us are controlled by forces that are unseen and intangible. The whole of mankind has not the power to cope with, nor to control the intangible force wrapped up in the rolling waves of the oceans. Man has not the capacity to understand the intangible force of gravity, which keeps this little earth suspended in space and keeps man from falling from it, much less the power to control that force. Man is entirely subservient to the intangible force that comes with a thunderstorm, and he is just as helpless in the presence of the intangible force of electricity. Nor is this by any means the end of man's ignorance in connection with things unseen and intangible. He does not understand the intangible force and intelligence wrapped up in the soil of the earth, the force that provides him with every morsel of food he eats, every article of clothing he wears, every dollar he carries in his pockets. Last but not least, with all of his boasted culture and education, man understands little or nothing of the intangible force, the greatest of all intangibles, of thought. He knows but little concerning the physical brain and its vast network of intricate machinery through which the power of thought is translated into its material equivalent, but he is now entering an age that shall yield enlightenment on the subject. Men of science have begun to turn their attention to the study of this stupendous thing called the brain. And while they are still in the kindergarten stage of their studies, they have uncovered enough knowledge to know that the central switchboard of the human brain, the number of lines that connect the brain cells one to another, equal the figure of between 15 or so million ciphers. The figure is so stupendous, says Dr. C. Judson Herrick of the University of Chicago, that the astronomical figures dealing with hundreds of millions of light years become insignificant by comparison. It is determined that there are from 10 billion to 14 billion nerve cells in the human cerebral cortex, and we know that these are arranged in definite patterns. These arrangements are not haphazard, they are orderly. Recently developed methods of electrophysiology draw action currents from very precisely located cells or fibers with microelectrodes, amplify them with radio tubes, and record potential differences to the millionth of a volt. It is inconceivable that such a network of intricate machinery should be in existence for the sole purpose of carrying on the physical functions incidental to growth and maintenance of the physical body. Is it not likely that the same system that gives billions of brain cells the media for communication with one another provides also the means of communication with other intangible forces? Connecting this to why you're not asking. You're taking it for granted. The fact that you need something or you want something. We take it for granted, just like he was saying, the brain. We take the brain for granted. We take the soil for granted. We take thunderstorms and electricity for granted. Right? It's just going in the background, needing to, wanting to, having to, and being required to ask so that it is given. That part, that crucial part of delivering the ask, not just having the desire inside of you for the thing, whatever it is, the sale, support, to be heard, whatever your desire is, it doesn't matter. Having that desire is a thing that needs to be delivered. But the whole delivering part from inside of your brain to theirs, the delivery, the delivery part is what you're taking for granted. That's why you're not asking. Right? And it's so incredibly precious and vast and complex, your thoughts, right? And your brain and your physicality and your needs. There's so much to it in that beautiful passage. It goes into detail for it. But we take all of that complexity for granted, assuming that the other person knows. They already know what you do and that you get paid for it, so they should just hand you a money. They already know that you're a human being and you need a hug, so you just take it for granted. You don't tell them, I need a hug. What's the point? No, people should know. I will. My spirit guides are saying, ego. Why you're not asking? You're not appreciating the complexity of something that you think is so simple, right? Soil, for example, we may think is so simple, but the fact that soil gives us literally everything. And by the way, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about the power of mycelium and how it's its own soiled internet across the entire world. We take it for granted. Don't. But okay. Oh, all right, history. Let's switch it up, go to science, and we're actually going to be looking at sales, which is the study of asking, right? Today's article comes from sbigrowth.com, written by David Jacoby, amazing sales leadership trainer and company. And the name of the article is Sales Reps Don't Ask for the Sale. Learn why they aren't closing deals. Let's read. Closing should be the easiest part of selling. It's the natural culmination of a sales conversation. You've helped the buyer identify a problem, then proposed a solution. Nevertheless, I've met many sales professionals who, in spite of having excellent selling skills, are reluctant to ask for the sale. This reluctance can, of course, impair a sales career and be intensely frustrating. The root cause of this reluctance can often be psychological. Here are the most common forms of reluctance and recommendations on how to overcome not asking for the sale. Number one, fear of rejection. The most common reason sales professionals are reluctant to ask for the sale is a fear of rejection. No one likes it. However, when a buyer says no, it means that the buyer doesn't want your product or service now. It doesn't mean that they reject you as a person. In other words, don't take it personally. Second, lack of confidence in the solution. Some sales professionals are reluctant to ask because they lack confidence in their own solution. For example, they convince themselves that there is no difference between their own product and a lower priced competitor, or that the competitor's solution is somehow superior. An effective way of building confidence in your solution before asking for a commitment is to ask yourself, how will the buyer benefit from my solution? What makes my solution unique? By focusing on how your solution will benefit the buyer, you'll increase your own confidence. 3, fear of jeopardizing the relationship. Strong business relationships are the foundation of successful selling. A strong relationship increases your influence because the buyer respects your experience and advice. But sales professionals can confuse strong business relationships with their customer for friendship. These sales professionals are then reluctant to ask for a commitment because they fear that they will, by doing so, they will somehow jeopardize the friendship relationship with the customer. But nothing could be further from reality. According to the Harvard Business Review, buyers expect 3 things from a sales professional. 1, product and industry expertise. 2, professionalism. 3, for the sales representative to ask them to take a specific action. I repeat, they expect the sales representative to ask them to take a specific action. People expect that? Huh? People are, yeah, no, really. Yeah, actually. They expect you to ask. Remember, the buyer knows that you're a sales professional and that your job is to ask for a commitment. They're expecting you to ask. My spirit guides are saying, stop reading. So there's a total of 6. And then the last 3 are reluctant salesperson syndrome, not sure when to ask, and not sure how to ask. And you can click the link in the description of this video if you want to read the entire article. But here's the thing, connecting this back to avoiding asking, like why you're avoiding asking. It's because you forgot your role. Okay, so the first thing, like history taught us, was that you're just taking the fact that you have to ask for granted, period. Like, okay, telepathy. You're just going to figure it out because I'm like, the heck does that mean? Does that mean like, give me a hug, go away, give me money, or don't ever buy from me? How's a person supposed to figure out what that meant? You have to tell them, number one. So you're taking communication, the ask, you having to do the ask for granted. Number 2, science, right? The science of sales is teaching us that, people actually expect you to ask. That's your job. It's not only like that delivery is not only just required, it's actually your job. Regardless of the situation of what you're asking for, it's your job as a healthy partner in this relationship to ask for your needs to be met, or to ask for your boundaries to be respected, right? Or to ask for what you want. That's your job as part of this functional relationship, allegedly, right? If we want to be in a functional instead of a dysfunctional relationship. Okay, so that's asking for your needs to be met, but asking for help. If you are in trouble, it's your job to ask for help. Eventually, as you entrain people around you, because you've built up getting your reps in asking, they'll be able to anticipate because they're like, oh, I understand. They communicated already what they need to me. I get it. I can start anticipating, right? If someone's like really paying attention, but assume they're not, because people are human beings. Your job, if you need help, is to say, hey, I need help. And last but not least, your job, if you're a business owner or in sales in any way, shape, and form, and if you're an employee, by the way, it helps to adopt this. Companies love entrepreneurs, right? Your job is to ask for the sale and not just say, do you want to give me money? And we'll get into this in other ways, but one of the things is, can I ask you a question? That's like a pre-ask question. So yeah, absolutely. Do you want my help with that? Oh, I didn't know. I thought I was just talking to you on the phone and dumping all of my thoughts and emotions into you. And then I was going to hang up because, this was a free consult. No, ask them, well, do you want my help with that? And if they say yes, ask them, is it okay if I share with you my programs and services so that I can help you with that? Wait, you can ask to ask? Yeah. Not gonna lie, what I just told you has changed my life. That alone is what helped me make in a day, multiple times over, what I used to dream of making in a year. Adopting that one thing, and I'm just gonna give it away for free. You are welcome. Right? So, okay. That's what history, that's what science has to say. What's spirit got for us? Let's start rounding this up. The King of Earth as a challenger. King of Earth as a challenger is coming forward, right? So my spirit guides are saying, you doubt that you are generous, professional, responsible, practical. You doubt that this is a successful time. You doubt that you can confidently accept opportunities you're offered. You doubt that you have the Midas touch. And so, yeah, I'm not even going to use the book. Rounding us off for the inspiration, the readings of the week. So the King of Earth is coming forward to say that you doubt that you have permission to ask, period. I don't know what happened to you in the past. Comment below. What taught you that you don't have the right to ask for anything? For help, for support, for love, for a hug, for the sale, for the connection, the referral. You don't have, what happened? Go ahead and type it. Go ahead. Or you can click the link in the description, hop on my calendar, tell me directly, right? Or send an email. What happened that caused this brain to say, you are not worthy, you are not allowed? And you're the king of Earth, by the way. Earth is resources. This is the pinnacle of ownership and dominance. It has your name on it all the time, all the money, all the energy, all the space, all the relationships, all of it. You're the expert. You're the king, regardless of your gender, performance, or sex, right? You got this. It's your kingdom. So where are you at? you're sitting in your kingdom saying, well, I'm not worthy to rule it, even though it has my name all over it. I don't want to happen to you. But Spirit's saying you need to watch that. So, okay, what's the action step then of the week? Go ahead and log on to your school app, right? Because that was all of what you needed to hear for the day. Log on to school app and type in Freedom Clearing Meditation in the search bar. It's 16 minutes. It's under the Mindset Meditations folder. And what you're going to do as you do the freedom meditation is this is going to release and unleash permission to ask. You are free to ask. You can even ask to ask. But this is why we do strategic meditation, because I'm just telling you this and it's going to go up here and it very well may be going through into one ear, out the other, right? Be kind to yourself if that's the situation. If you know that's you. You're like, I didn't really get it. What's going to happen when you do the meditation is that it's going to infuse permission granted. You are free to ask into every single sacred cell of your body. You need to intentionally do the meditation strategically, right? So that means first, before you go to ask whatever you are asking. By the way, what are you asking for? Go ahead and type it in the comments below. And if you come to the end of this video and you're like, wow, Victoria, that was super valuable. I'm not ready to be on school yet and your membership in the Be Visionary movement, but I have a ton of questions and I wanted to know more, right, about how I can stop avoiding asking. Go ahead, click on the Calendly link to hop on my calendar. We can have a half-hour quick chat on the phone so that I can see how I can support you in that myself or others who I know, right? I have an amazing referral network. If you've gotten to the end of this video, mwah, big hugs and love. And that means someone you know needs to hear this message. Hit the share button so that they can get access to this healing information. If this was valuable at all, if you enjoyed your time here, hit the like so that tells the YouTubes that this was valuable and that it has approval of like this was good content. I appreciate your support. And remember, you do not have to lose your glow as you grow in life and business. Bye for now. See you in the next one.